Good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you as we gather together this morning in prayer to celebrate the Eucharist. And if you have joined us online, we are glad that you are able to do so. Now, when was the last time you asked these, or you said these three words? I don't know. These words can be scary, especially when you think that you should know, or there are people who are counting on you to know. We most often do not like to admit that we do not know something. We feel it will make us look weak. Why? Because we all believe that knowledge is power. That's right. That's the saying. That is why not knowing can be seen as a deficit, as a weakness. We think we should know. When we don't, we think that there is something wrong with us. We want to understand. That's our human nature. We want to know. We want the explanation. We want answers because it gives us a sense of safety and security when we know. So when we don't know, what do we do sometimes? We pretend we do know. And so we nod, we smile, we pretend, and so we say, I know exactly what you are talking about, even though I have no clue. You see, the last thing you want to say during the job interview is, I don't know. The last thing you want to say at the final exam is, I don't know. I would suggest, however, that not knowing is not a deficit or weakness. It's not easy to admit that we do not know something. But I would suggest this. There is a quiet strength when you can admit that you do not know something. Because you can't know everything. It frees us from the need to know everything and to prove to others that we do. When I say I don't know, it makes me curious and humble. We are not supposed to know everything. It is impossible. Jesus was the first one to admit that he did not know everything. Today's gospel is the best example of it. It reveals his human nature, limited knowledge. Yes, Jesus had a limited knowledge. He did not know everything, but it did not scare him. He was not afraid to say, I don't know. The disciple asked Jesus a simple question in today's gospel reading. Luke tells us Then they asked him, "Teacher, when will this happen? And what sign will there be when all these things are about to happen?" He answered, "See that you do not be deceived, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and the time has come. Do not follow them." Basically, what Jesus is saying, I don't know. He makes it even more explicit in the Gospel of Matthew. When he admits not knowing. Matthew tells us, Jesus said, "But of that day and hour, no one knows. Neither the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father alone." Jesus is astonishingly comfortable with saying, "I don't know." And the truth is that people tend to have more respect for someone who admits that they do not know everything than people who think they do or pretend that they do. You see, I think that getting comfortable with these three words in our spiritual life, in life in general, is immensely important. I don't know. And be okay with that. You see, life is fast-paced, and you cannot keep up with everything. We are never going to be able to know everything about everything. In science and in education, you must be clear about what you know and what you do not know. And there is power in admitting you don't have all the answers. It makes you humble, it's honest, it opens the doors to me trying to find the answer. It makes you real, because everyone can identify with not knowing. All of us here can identify with that. It may be the most honest answer that you will give in certain situations. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, sometimes the best and most honest answer is to say, "I don't know why God is not answering my prayers. I just don't know. I don't know why it went wrong. I don't know what the future will bring. I don't know how to fix it right now and right at this moment. I don't know if it will work. I don't know if it is the right thing to do or not." Many philosophers and poets throughout human history have acknowledged that the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know. And that's the paradox of learning and knowing. So in final analysis, the truth is that we all stand before the great mystery called life. The mystery of God, the mystery of the universe, the mystery of human existence. We can know something, and we do. We can know something, but you can't know everything. Life is complex. It is not always black and white, either or. It can be challenging sometimes to try to figure it out, to predict the future, to be sure 100%. So I would say that today's gospel And Jesus is challenging us to never be afraid to say, I don't know. It makes us honest. It makes us humble. It makes us curious. It makes us human. It's not a deficit. It can be strength. It is important to be able to do so in our professional life, in our families, in our friendships, and in our relationship with God. But one thing we can know from today's gospel, which appears to be rather grim on the surface, as Jesus talks about insurrections and wars and hatred and prison and so on and so forth. One thing we can know is that no matter what life brings, with God, we are safe. That not a hair on our heads will be destroyed. That we can confidently say, we know.
Don't forget to follow St. Patrick's on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And please join us for any of our live stream masses this weekend. Details are below in the description. God bless you.
Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to you. Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to